first one's going to be Jorge. Did you already mute everybody? Yes. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Court will resume with the July 16, 2020 docket. First one here will be Mr. Ortegon's case.
That is correct, Your Honor. Jorge Ortegon standing in for myself. My client, Steven Aguilera, is present and ready, Your Honor.
All right, it'll be a plea, sir. A motion to revoke, right, sir?
That is correct, Judge. A motion to revoke, time served, please.
All right, and it's Mr. Aguilera. I think I saw him earlier. There he is. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. CR 1813-019D, Steven Aguilera. This is a revocation procedure whereby the adult probation office and DA's office are both alleging that you violated your probation. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that if the court does find that you did violate your probation, that the court may sentence you to the full amount of punishment that was probated back then when you pled guilty?
Yes, sir.
Has your attorney, Mr. Ortegon, explained to you what are the conditions of probation that you allegedly violated?
Yes, sir.
And you understand them all pretty well?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? True or not true that you at least violated one condition?
True.
And are you pleading true, freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
State offers waiver of rights, consensus stipulation, evidence, and plea true to state's motion to revoke post-conviction community supervision as State Exhibit 1. State also requests defendant stipulate he's the same defendant that was previously placed on probation and that all documents and evidence have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of true.
Judge, no objection to the state's exhibits. We do so stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. We also so stipulate that he's the same defendant that was previously placed on probation by this court, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the finding of this court that Steven Aguilera did violate probation in CR 1813-019D, and therefore state the recommendation.
$100 fine, court costs, 135 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 135 days.
All right, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs. Therefore, it'll be a time served.
Thank you, Judge. I understand that there's usually a book in and book out process. Would he need to be doing that, or is he done with this matter?
No, he's done with it. That'll do
Thank
it.
you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You may be excused, Mr. Aguilera.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You have a great day. Good seeing you.
You good seeing you. Stay safe. Who'll be next? It'll be is he in? I see Mr. Oh, there he is. Mr. Solis, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir. Your case is Javier Tijerina.
Yes, Your Honor. He's got 3 cases before this court. It's number 2, number 3, and number 8, Your Honor.
Number 2,
Number
3,
3,
and number, did I hear 8?
8, yes.
There you go.
Your Honor, and just to inform the court, he's going to be taking a plea to the DWI, which is number 2, and the violation of a protective order, number 8.
Number 3 is going to be dismissed.
All right. So it'll be a plea on 2 cases.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Plea and plea right here. That'll be the dismissal one right there. Okay. 2 pleas and 1 dismissal.
Correct.
All right. Mr. Javier Tijerina.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. And we have here CR 1815-151D, CR 2005-893D, both of them State of Texas versus Javier Tijerina. Each case a Class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial? You are also entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents, offense report, State Exhibit 1, notification, certification, defendant's right of appeal to State Exhibit 2, Waiver of Article 39.14 disclosure of State Exhibit 3. Waiver of risk and needs assessment of State Exhibit 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and that all documents and evidence of the e-files are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
We have no objection as to state's evidence. We stipulate as to the venue and the jurisdiction. And we stipulate that the documents submitted were e-filed and correct.
Without objection, so admitted, it'll be the judgment of the court that defendant Javier Tejerina is guilty as charged on both cause numbers CR 1815-151D and CR 20-05-893D. And therefore, recommendations state, how about the CR 18-151D?
Yes, Your Honor, that's $750 fine, court cost, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 2 years, repeat offender program, interlock ignition device, 72 continuous hours Hidalgo County Jail, and 1 year Texas driver's license suspension. And in CR 20-05-893D, $200 fine, court costs, 180 days Hidalgo County Jail, probated for 6 months, anger management course, no contact with Karina Tijerina.
All right, on the second case, court will waive the fine and court costs. And therefore, that's just a 6-month probation case with no contact.
Judge, if I may, as
Yes,
far
sir.
as the no contact,
Yes, sir.
the defendant and the victim, they share children. So there is a SAPSR on file. So there comes occasions where they do have to kind of cross paths for the exchange of these children. I just
Right.
want to make sure that that's not going to be an issue for him.
No harmful contact, Your Honor.
Yeah, it'll be the no harmful contact. But you're right, there's a pending order or something, that shouldn't be a problem either. Okay, but the important thing here, Mr. Solis, is that on the second case, no fine, no court costs, no supervision fees. On the first case, it's gonna be how it was read on the record. And
Judge,
then
if I may.
there's a third case, right?
Yes,
Yes,
however,
Judge.
I did have a few requests if the court's,
Yeah, go ahead.
as far as the DWI, Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
the court would be amenable to waiving the fees and the court costs. And the only reason is because, just to inform the court, Mr. Tijerina will also be doing a probationary period through a felony court. So
All
he's
right.
gonna be paying supervision fees and all that already through the 332nd District Court.
Okay.
Also, additionally, Your Honor, the suspension, if it can run concurrent with the state of Texas suspension, if we can waive the CSR, Your Honor, because he is full-time employed. Additionally, he will also have CSR hours from his felony court. I believe it's 180 that he's gonna have out of the felony court.
Correct.
An issue of the 3 days, Your Honor, I believe,
Your Honor, I believe that's statutory. He did
Right.
have a DWI in 2015 out of Harris County.
Right,
the
so
only-
any time during those 2-year probation, you can figure it out.
yes, Your Honor, that's what I was gonna say. We can push it off due to everything that's going on. We really don't want him to go to
Right.
county in this time. So that can
Okay.
be left open, so sometime in the future.
That's right, anytime within those 2 years. So,
And we
because,
talked about early termination and all that.
okay, because of the other case, no fine, no court costs, no community hours on this one. And then when he pleads on the other one, they're gonna knock down 1 probation fee anyway.
Correct.
There's a third case, state?
Yes, Your Honor. This is an agreement with felony. I believe that case number is CR 304719F. And then there was a plea agreement there where the state's gonna move to dismiss CR 19040850D, Your Honor.
Okay, what about number 3 on our docket sheet here?
That's the one that's getting dismissed, Your Honor.
Yes, Your
That's
Honor.
right. That's the one, okay. Court will dismiss CR 19-04085D, State versus Javier Tejerina. That case will be dismissed.
Judge,
They're gonna
and
run
I hate to
concurrent.
do this to the court, but I forgot one issue on the DWI. I forgot to bring up to the court if we're
Well-
allowed to, if Judge, Mr. Tijerina, this is an 18 case. He has had the mobile monitoring device for over 2 years already. I
Uh-huh.
believe there's no violation. There might have been one in the early stages of him having this device, but if there's no issues, I don't know if the court would consider either removing it or for a lesser time, since he's had it for 2 years and it has been an economic burden for him for 2 years.
Okay, this will be a 2-year probation. So therefore, it'll be a 1 more year. Half of that is 1 more year of the use of either one, the mobile or the interlock. But because it's a DWI case, it's mandatory.
We'll talk, Javier, ahorita. Once we finish, I'll talk
That's
to you,
what- It's a
Javier.
class A.
I know. Yeah, it's a class A, so it's mandatory, but it'll be for the 1 year instead of the 2-year probation. It'll be cutting half. Okay,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you get it? All right, that'll do it. You all may be excused. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who's gonna be next? This is Jesse.
It's a different- Vanessa, if you can unmute.
Okay.
Mr. Vasquez, if you can unmute, please.
Yes.
All right, good afternoon, folks. Is a defendant, it'll be Rafael Alanis.
Yes, Your Honor, he's here with me.
Oh, okay. I'm glad he's with you because I wasn't seeing him on the screen.
All right, Your Honor.
Your Honor, this
Oh.
is the interpreter. Prior to beginning, I need to be sworn in, Your Honor. I
Correct.
sent the oath to Ms. Segura.
To Rachel.
Oh, you what?
Before we can begin, I need an oath to be administered.
Right,
And I sent it to Ms. Segura prior
Okay.
to beginning.
Okay, so you're saying you've already been sworn?
No, Your Honor, I will need to be sworn. I will need to be
If he
sworn.
wants you to tell him.
Ah, okay, one moment. Yeah, I got you. Now I need to find me,
Location.
I'm gonna find me Segura now. I had my own oath, but I'm gonna get the one that you
Oh,
sent
okay,
me.
well, we can use yours, that's fine.
No, let me see what
Este hombre aquí.
and this is on we're on Rafael Alanis, right?
Your Honor, I just wanted to make a note, a trial amendment, Your Honor. On the plea paperwork, he's listed as Rafael Carlos Alanis, but it's actually Rafael Carrion Alanis.
Oh, okay. Rafael Carrion.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, trial amendment granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Yes, all right. Mr. Vasquez, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Please
Your Honor.
raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially follow all official guidelines established by this court for legal interpreting or translating and discharge all of the duties and obligations of legal interpreting and translation, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you very much. All righty, thank you for that oath. And next case here is Rafael Carrion Alanis. And where's the name? Okay, it'll be a plea, Ms. Mendoza, on which ones? All three?
Actually, Your Honor, CR 20-05-429, number 5 on your docket is going to be dismissed, and the other 2 are pleas, Your Honor.
Okay, so number 5 is to be dismissed,
Yes, Your Honor.
and the 6 and 7 are pleas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there'll be 2 cases that we're gonna plea on. Let me have Mr. Alanis get sworn in, please. You can raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you may put your hand down. We have two cases here for Mr. Alanis. CR 20-05430D, a Class A misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, the second case, CR 20-05431D, is a Class B misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you understand that you're entitled to a jury trial and you're also entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those two rights in writing.
Yes, I understand.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation that you agreed to with the state after you give your plea. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. And how do you plead, sir? I'm sorry. And are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty for each of the cases?
Not guilty.
All right, Miss
No,
Mendoza.
no.
I was born here. That's what I was being asked. I was indicating that I was born in the US.
Okay.
Okay.
So once again, for each case, is he going to plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Oh, okay. And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntary?
Voluntarily.
Okay. And let me see here. State.
State offers plea documents and offense reports, State Exhibit 1. Notification and certification defendant's right of appeal is State Exhibit 2. Waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures of State Exhibit 3. Waiver of risk and needs assessment is State Exhibit 4. The state would also request defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, as well as that all documents and evidence that have been e-filed are sufficient to support a plea of guilty.
Without objections, Your Honor, so stipulated.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that Rafael Carrion Alanis is guilty as charged in both cause numbers, CR 20-05-430D and CR 20-05-431D. And recommendations, state, are they by any chance identical?
They are identical, Your Honor. Each recommendation is $100 fine, court costs, 12 days, Hidalgo County Jail credit for 12 days.
All
We're
right.
requesting waiver of the fines and court costs, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Court will waive the fine and court costs for each case. Therefore, each case will be 12 days in jail, credit for 12. Therefore, it'll be a time served for each case. Time served, that'll do it.
Your Honor, and also the dismissal on the previous charge as well, the CR 20-05.
Yes, Your Honor. The state will move to dismiss CR 20-05-429D.
Furthermore, court will dismiss CR 20-054-29D, State versus Rafael Carrion Alanis. This case is hereby dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that'll do it. Thank you all very much. You may be
I will be
excused.
excused. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Vasquez.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may be excused. Which is next one?
We're waiting for Jesse Contreras.
Okay,
I don't know if she is his.
yeah.
Let me see.
All right, we're waiting. Okay.
I'm asking her to unmute.
Okay, you asking her that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, ask her.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. Are you by any chance Christian Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're waiting on Jesse Contreras.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you talked to Jesse? Have you called
Yeah,
him?
we're trying to call the office.
Yeah, we're trying to get in contact with him. I've got two or three phones here.
Okay,
Trying to look for him.
let's hope we find him.
Yes. Unless the state and Jesse already had agreement.
Hello, Judge. This is Rick. I just got off the line with Mr. Contreras' office. He's about to log on, sir.
Rick, did you send them the Zoom information?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I apologize. Can you hear me, Judge?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now. Good afternoon.
You are wearing the Sprint commercial, no? I can hear you now, man.
I can hear you now. That sounds like a commercial from the old days.
Well, Judge, I filed a motion to remove the interlock, but I wanted to put on testimony of Mr. Rodriguez, if you can allow me to do that, Judge, real quick.
Okay. And your client is, oh, there she is. Your client is Christian Rodriguez,
Yes,
and we're on CR 20-02374D. All right. And you want to put her on, you want her to give testimony?
yes, Your Honor, if you can allow me just a quick testimony, just quick
Sure.
questions about why she's seeking this, Your Honor.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. Yes, sir, Mr. Contreras, you may proceed.
Thank you so much. Mr. Rodriguez, can you state your full name for the record?
Christian Howard Rodriguez?
Mr. Rodriguez, you talked to me, I think it was about a week ago, regarding the difficulties that you're having with the mobile device that you have been issued. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you had this device already for how many months, Mr. Rodriguez?
I want to say around 5 months.
All right. Is this your first DWI, Ms. Rodriguez?
No, Judge.
I cannot hear you, Ms. Rodriguez.
No, sir.
Okay, the last DWI you had was when, Ms. Rodriguez?
The last one that I was convicted for was in 2011.
So it's been about 9 years now since the last DWI. Is that correct?
Convicted for, yes, Judge.
Okay. Other than that, you have no other DWIs. Is that correct, Ms. Rodriguez?
Convicted for, no.
Exactly. I'm saying this is your second DWI. That's all you have on your record.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What difficulties have you had with this device, if you can share with the court?
So the difficulty that I have changed carriers due to the fact that I stay out in the country here in San Antonio, Texas, at Escosa. So my problem is that I literally have to drive to town to blow, then come back home. And it's been an issue to where I'm not blowing on time due to the service issue. So, yeah.
So there's been some violations, but not really violations because it's just been the travel, the location of your residence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, Judge.
Specifically, where are you residing right now? What's the name of the city that you reside?
At Escosa, Texas.
Okay, and how far is it from the when you can actually get service? What's the distance between your residence and the actual area that you can get service?
I want to say around no more than 10 miles.
Okay, and so why does that pose a problem, Ms. Rodriguez, if you can share with the court?
I'm not supposed to be driving, so by the time I get a ride to come back, it's been a little hectic for me.
So you've not been driving at all, is that correct?
No, sir.
Your license will be, the suspension period ends when, Ms. Rodriguez?
I'm sorry?
The suspension period that the DPS, the letter they send you, when is that suspension period over?
That I received in the mail should be 2022.
Okay, so how do you get around to your work and your groceries and so forth, Ms. Rodriguez?
My aunt brings me to work, or I have family members that live around that are able to help me in this point of time.
All right then. So today you're asking that the court should consider your problems with the transportation along with the service, and that's what you're seeking the court to, respectfully asking the court to remove that device. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
Sir, sorry.
State, do you want to ask questions, Mr. Delgado?
Yeah, did you say you were currently working
Yes, sir.
and you get service at your workplace?
I'm sorry?
Do you receive service at your workplace
Yes, sir.
and you work every day?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I don't know if probation can work with those hours or how exactly the time frame works, or to actually blow into the machine.
Your Honor, may I ask questions on the questions that just to redirect real quick?
Sure.
Ms. Rodriguez, and you work Monday through Friday, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Monday through Friday.
And what are your hours?
I'm sorry. Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays.
And what are your hours that you go in, from 8 to 5, or is it 8 to 6?
It's an 8 to 5, and on Saturdays, it's a 10 to 4.
So you have no problems if the court will modify maybe on the device that you, but then again, that would be kind of contrary. But what modification, if the court does not allow the removal of the device, what are you asking the court then regarding the hours of blowing into this device, Ms. Rodriguez?
At that point, I don't have any further option.
Gotcha, I understand. That's all I have, Your Honor. I do pass the witness.
Okay, let me ask Ms. Ramirez from the probation department. Did you hear the testimony, Ms. Ramirez?
Yes, Judge. Well, another thing on that, I don't even think she's been arraigned. So this condition was a condition from the municipal court. So she hasn't even been arraigned on this case formally. The only thing I would recommend, I can work with her times, is maybe getting a better phone service, because I mean, other than working with her time, was maybe switching phone services, companies.
Okay.
You
Is-
are,
yeah.
okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Judge.
Is this charge is this a Class B charge or a Class A?
I would assume,
I believe it's a Class B, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor, but given that it's a Class B, Your Honor, the defendant was alleged via the police report to crash into a palm tree in a parking lot area, Your Honor, and the report also alleges that there was major damage to the vehicle. And as stated by the defendant, there was a DWI offense in 2011, Your Honor.
and Your Honor, we intend to probably take this to a jury trial, Your Honor, more than likely, or file the motion to for suppression of the evidence. But I just recently received the evidence, I think. Can I verify that, Your Honor, real quick?
Sure.
No, ma'am, I need Araceli. Bring her over here, please, okay? I'm trying to think of an idea, Your Honor, how we can work around this, because I know she tried to, already got new servers, Your Honor, and I know she's got the means of, eliminating the contract, because the cell phones are, you have a contract and you just can't reach a contract, because then you have to pay us $700 and whatever else is involved in those cell phone contracts.
POS.
The other thing would be a scram, but that's costly, Judge. It's the ankle bracelet for alcohol monitor. And the first CWI, this one comes up as a Class B because it was a PTD DWI. She went through the program, she completed it. So I believe that's why this one's coming up as a Class B.
Okay.
It wasn't a conviction on the first one.
Because it was a PTD, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. What do we do? Can we do the arraignment right now on Miss?
Yes, Your Honor. No
Miss
problem.
Rodriguez? So she won't have to
Yes,
appear on, I believe, the date.
Yes, Your Honor, no problem on that.
Yeah. And this is a class what is this?
It's a Class B.
I don't know if state's ready or not, but I've got some numbers here.
Yes, Your Honor.
I have today's case, CR 20-02-374D, and then CR 20-02-375D. Do you show those two?
Yes, Your Honor. The 02734D is the DWI, and I believe the other case is a possession of controlled substance out of the same transaction, Your Honor.
And that second case is a Class A, right, sir?
I don't have those records in front of me, Your Honor, but I do believe so.
I think so. I think that's a Class A. So we can do the arraignment right now on those two cases. We don't have to come back again in August or something to do the arraignments. So
We're fine with that, Your Honor.
okay, let's see here. And right now, Miss Rodriguez, you're in San Antonio right now? You're
Yes,
home?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, you already been sworn in to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. So you have CR 20-02374D, State versus Christian Rodriguez. That's a Class B misdemeanor DWI. That carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. And on the second one, CR 20-02-375D, is the possession of a controlled substance. That's a Class A misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. For each case, man, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty?
Your Honor, at this point, my client answers a plea of not guilty on both allegations, Your Honor, and as for pre-trial and trial settings, Your Honor. More importantly, Your Honor, I was speaking to my staff, and we have not received the 3914 evidence, Your Honor. So that's why I have not filed a motion to suppress on this. But if they can respectfully send me that information as soon as they can, maybe tomorrow or next week, on the evidence, Your Honor, so that I can file the proper motions on this case, Your Honor. But again,
Okay.
she pleads not guilty to this allegations, Your Honor.
Okay, very well. Court at this time will enter a not guilty plea for each case and will set both matters for PT, pre-trial. It'll be February the 3rd, 2021 at 9 a.m. PT, pre-trial. If you request the court to do it earlier for whatever reason, let us know, Mr. Contreras. But for right now, February the 3rd, 2021.
Your Honor,
At 9
state will
o'clock.
request that the mobile device be a condition, be continued as a condition.
And I'm seeking, Your Honor, for removal of that, based upon the testimony from Mr. Rodriguez. We respectfully ask the court to consider removing it, Your Honor.
All right, court will at this time remove it.
Yes,
We'll
Your
remove
Honor.
it. Just send an order, Mr. Contreras. Send me
Yes,
an
Your Honor, no
order.
problem. Yes, I will do
Okay.
that, okay? Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
That's all
that'll
I
do
have,
it
Your
then.
Honor. May I be excused?
You
Your
may
Honor?
be excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all. Stay
Do I-
safe. We'll see you.
Right, Judge.